I'm super excited to be here. We're basically here to talk about polynomials and kind of expand on sequences in this series. I'd like everyone to take a look at this diagram on the board, and if we can go ahead and pass one out to each table as well. The first one. Yep. Take a good look at this, and I want you to start thinking about what kind of patterns you see going from the first term to the second term to the third term to the fourth term. Now I want you to think on your own. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds within your groups to talk about it. And make sure you're getting good ideas out, because I will be calling out each table to share out what they noticed in the pattern. At this point, I want you to have a paper. If you don't, it's on the board. I'll give you guys 1 minute actually. So 1 minute to discuss in your tables what patterns you see. Your time has started. Don't be afraid to talk out loud. It doesn't need to be quiet.
What do we see, guys? We get it out. Oh, really? I thought they got that small. You see that? You had a lot.
This goes up, so does that have x minus 1?
Really? Like I said, I thought they got small. Where's they go?
Unless you're counting.
Alright, you guys can wrap up your conversation.
The answer is me too.
We're not looking for anything super intricate. We're just looking at some dots, some white dots, some black dots, and what kind of patterns do you guys see developing? Let's hear from that back table first. Will the representative from the back table stand up and address your colleagues? What sort of patterns do you see? Anything at all?
Duet. It adds a black one each one that goes.
Cool. I like that. We add one black dot each time. Excellent observation. What's your name?
Miguel.
Miguel. In my class back in Kansas City, what we do every time a student shares out some information, we give them some props. And the way we do that is 2.5 claps. I'm going to show you how it goes. Really quick, really easy. 2.5 claps, simply 2 claps. And you stop right in the middle of it, so you get 2.5 claps. Can we get Miguel 2.5 claps for sharing out? One more time. On 2. 1, 2. Very nice. Miguel, have a seat. Let's hear from this next table. What sort of patterns do you guys see developing over N1 through N4? Anything at all? So we see that there's a black dot being added every time.
Well, where it says n minus 1, and then on the next one it says 2 and 3, that's how many rows there are.
Interesting. So Jonathan?
Yeah.
Very nice. Jonathan just shared. As we look, we see the term numbers correspond to the number of rows. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So for n equals 4, for my fourth term I see 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Really good observation. Let's give Jonathan 2.5 claps on 2. 1, 2. Very, very nice. Do these two tables have anything else to contribute? What?
Right here on the end, like right here, like if you take this, it will give you subtracted by 1, it will give you this right here, subtracted by 1, it will give you 2.
Wow.
And 4 subtracted by.
Very nice. Josue?
Yeah.
Let's give Josue 2.5 claps on 2. 1, 2. Josue recognized, look, there's a pattern, there's a relationship between my term number and the number of black dots. You notice that my term number minus 1 gives me the number of black dots. That's going to be really good, and actually that segues perfectly into our next item. I want you guys to actually think about this pattern, and what would the next term look like? I want you to draw that on your whiteboard. So n equals 5. What picture do you think you'll see? For this one, I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to draw this on your whiteboard. 2 minutes will start now, and I'd like to do this individually, please. So for n equals 5, what would the number of dots, what would that look like? At the end of our 2 minutes, I'm going to ask you to raise your boards so I can see what you have written down. And try and draw them pretty big so I can see them from the front of the room. Maybe a little bit bigger than that. Hold on just a second. We're just going to give everyone a few more seconds to finish up. Looks like we were able to finish a little bit ahead of schedule, which is great. Can you guys hold your boards up so I can see what you have drawn on your board? Very nice. I'm looking around and seeing a lot of really interesting pictures. Can I borrow this for a second? Can I ask you, so this is what one of your colleagues wrote. I'm sorry, I just did your board without getting it. What's your name? Would you mind standing up and explaining to us how you got this fit pattern? And if it helps, I can bring up that dot diagram here as well.
What I did is I found out that there was 4 going down and there's 4 going up. So what I did was I did 1 going down and 5 going across. And I colored these 4 to the same as 1.
Excellent. Thank you, Ruby. Let's give Ruby 2.5 claps on 2. 1, 2. Very nice. What we talked about just a second ago was we see here that each time, I forgot who said it, maybe it was Josue. Somebody said, look, this term number is telling me how many rows there are, right? When n is 1, there's 1 row. When n is 2, there's 2 rows. When n is 3, there's 3 rows. So we can expect that when n is 5, how many rows are we going to have? 5. And someone else said, I see that my black dots are growing by 1. And more specifically, it's my term number minus 1. So then if my term number is 5, how many black dots do you expect there to be?
4.
4. Exactly. Which is why you should get this right here. And as I was looking around, I think about 90% of us got this correct, which is awesome. My next question to you is, we've already been thinking about it a little bit, but how would you write an expression to generalize this pattern? We already got one figured out together as a class. We said, look, these black dots are increasing by 1 every time, and it's actually my term number minus 1. Right? So we know that our black dots are increasing as n minus 1. My term number minus 1. Now that was relatively straightforward, and you guys were able to pick up on that really, really quick, as I expected. But what about my white dots?